What's up, y'all? How you feeling? How you feeling? Good morning, it's Vic. I hope I'm coming to you live from the. I ain't coming from the gutter. So I wanted to get on here. It's Monday morning and talk about one thing real quick, just for all those people watching, and it's increasing, improving like what your standards are. So I really don't like to say standards. Improving like your like I ain't taking no bullshit, right? So what does that mean? When improving your standards and increasing your like, this is who I am, right? You may have goals this year of being, I don't know, at some level where like, man, like my life is going to change in my finances, my life is going to change in my relationships, my life is going to change in so many other different things, right? Let's talk about relationships. Maybe increasing your standards is, I'm not going to fool with girls or boys, and meaning mentality wise, like people who, you know, they just want to throw the dirt on you, you know what I mean, they want to come over, they only want one thing out of you, right? So that requires an internal change. That could be as much as like, hey, I'm going to increase my standards to the point where I've been in abusive relationships before, and I'm not going to take that from anybody. You know, a person that is trying to take me down verbally or physically, right? That could be increasing your standards. For some people, it could be like, hey, I want to make sure when I get to work, this is what I do. You know, no matter everybody else may be on some BS, I'm gonna be effective and efficient. I'm gonna get up in there. I'm gonna get the hell out, right? I'm gonna come to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? I used to go to work at 8 o'clock. I'm going to come to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. Increasing your standards. I'm going to make a certain amount of money before I get into, for the end of the week, right? Increasing your standards. What's another good example? Another good example would be like, hey, within my internal relationships, my friends. Let's say, for example, like you probably went into this year, and some people you thought was your besties did not turn out to be that way. Like, these niggas did not come through. They acted totally different, and you like, what the fuck is going on? So maybe you increase your standards on, hey, this is what I expect out of my relationships. I'm not going to let people treat me a certain way anymore, and I'm not going to tolerate that, right? So, maybe you're going to have to cut the fat with some of these relationships. Maybe you're going to have to, readjust and think how you're pouring into your relationships, whatever it is, right? So increasing your standards in that way. One big way that I'm doing it is like, all right, for me personally, in my relationship, I just got engaged not too long ago. So if anybody knows, so just like, hey, like, how am I going to pour into my girl? Like, how am I going to better resolve some of our conversations? How am I going to better resolve my relationships or improve on my relationships with my sisters, my mom, my grandma, all these people, like all those different things. So like for me, like, hey, I want to start sending gifts a little bit more, sending like little messages. My girl's long distance. I live in Chicago. She lives in Indianapolis. So, hey, I want to start doing that. You know what I mean? Pouring into her to where she doesn't feel like, man, like, I need this from me, and she's getting it out of nowhere. Great relationships. Maybe I want to improve in my relationship with God. Maybe in this year, in 2021, coming out of 2020, is a little messed up, right? Maybe I want to start going to the gym more than once. Spend 10 minutes a day working out to be able to get somewhere. For myself again, my standard, like, I just came to work at 8 o'clock. I don't like that shit. I like coming to work at early in the morning. I used to come to work at 6. That's one way I want to increase my personal standards for myself. Like, in my business, I run a national business training entrepreneurs to be able to help them build a business to fund their dreams. For myself, like, I will, no matter what, on Sundays, prepare myself and do a certain number of things before I come into the work day. So I can come in, I can be explosive, I can be able to live in my purpose, impact people on social impact, all those different things, right? So increasing your standards. So for me, I just wanted to get on here and share this. I know a lot of people are probably coming up with New Year's resolutions and everything like that. For myself, I just feel like it's come down to one thing: not taking bullshit from yourself, right? First and foremost, don't hold everybody else accountable on a higher level, and you're not holding yourself fucking accountable on a whole nother level, right? And then on the same time, when you get to that point, everybody else, this is how I run. Not to cut people off, not to throw people out the window, but just from a standpoint of like, hey, this is how I want to live my life. If you gonna roll with me, you gonna rock with me, you gonna have to increase, bro. And I'm not taking that bullshit. I love you to death. This ain't got nothing to do with it, but hey, I need you to come up with me, right? That's how we change our lives. That's how we change our people, our communities. That's how we live a fruitful life, right? And maybe you want to increase your prayer life. Increase your prayer life. Maybe you want to pray once a day, 5 minutes a day. I don't know, read a devotion. I don't know, join a group, whatnot. So I just wanted to throw this out here. I'm about to go into work. Increasing your standards. Don't think about that, because though you may have resolutions going into 2022, increasing your standards and improving what you're going to do for yourself, no matter what, is going to increase who you are as a person. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video today. So if you liked it, share it, follow me, let's talk. I want to hear your takeaways. Good morning to everybody that was on here, and y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. All right, peace.